Hello, welcome to today's messages of love. I am happy you are here. There are messages for you, perhaps. Don't force it to fit. It resonates though. Then it's for you, yes. Let's make sure we're on. Yes, we are on. Beautiful healing tones, 432 hertz. Yes. A good baseline setter for us as we tune in to the messages from the universe for us today to move forwards in our knowing, in our being, in our seeing, in our understanding, in our perceiving. There's a deer lick fest going on outside. What is going on up there? What are you guys doing? Everybody's making out in the corner. What's happening? I don't know. But there is some licking going on. Deal with so many distractions. Oh, and I knocked the dragon down. The purple dragon, who then knocked the raven down. So let's just pick them back up again, just like that. Okay, guys, let's tap into the energies. It's Tudo. Tudos. Yeah, they're totally kissing each other. Oh, okay, look at it. Look at them now. They're totally licking each other. Yes, see? Love, 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 love is everywhere. Okay, first message from the universe. Love is all you need. Beautiful. So cute. Okay. Oh, Scully. And we got the sun and the moon in the house today. Hey, buddy. What do you think you're doing? Scully, when he comes in here, though, he causes a ruckus. What you doing? There he is. The sun is the brightest circle I know. You want to see him? Come here. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay, I'll put you up on the bed. I'll put you up on the bed. There you go, buddy. There you go. Sack of potatoes. Sack of taters. Sorry, I didn't show you him. You can find him though. He's got his own Instagram page on Instagram at my fluffy moochers. Started off as my fluffy ginger mooch, but then Mims joined the party, and so now they're just my fluffy moochers. So check him out. He is my sun god. And Mimsy, who came to me on a new moon, a magical new moon in July of 2023. She's the moon. And then I also have the darkness, who sleeps and lives in my backyard. Okay. And then I have another black cat who I've been calling Flint. Flint's a weirdo. I don't know about Flint. Scully is the most arms open, inclusive kitty in town, but that cat, he's like, anyways, okay. Isa. Oh, we didn't even look at this. Let's see what this card is about from the Arcturians first before we move. Wisdom. The earth energy of wisdom centers you in your body, accessing you to your own inner wisdom. Okay, yes. This is the one, and you can see within this complex pattern is the world. And I feel like this is about coming at the world from a different angle, coming at it from your higher perspective, from your wise center, your wisdom center. And this being powerful, okay, and then we've got Isa. Okay. As the temperature drops, the bat quiets and turns inward. The business of life comes to a standstill, and she uses this in-between period for self-reflection and to build inner strength for when it will all start again. She pulls all her awareness and resources in towards herself, concentrating her power. Isa not only sounds like the word ice, it also means ice and is the symbol of I, or the self. In many Northern European cultural traditions, ice is the formative element and the essence of all things. Isa is a very strong rune with an element of danger. The inward-facing, quieting stillness can lull you to sleep, and in the bitter cold, sleep can bring death. The message of Isa is one of finding inner strength, self-reliance, self-awareness, self-acceptance. It halts activity until a change is made, whether from within or without. Keywords: stillness, self-control, focus, stability, stasis. Okay. Wisdom to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You can count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Okay. There's that song for you. But it's true, you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them, right? And calling out bluffs. And it's a feeling, it's a knowing, it's a sensing, it's an observing, it's a recognizing the tells. And weighing of the risk and the rewards. That's all I know about gambling. Okay. And I only know about gambling from Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay. Here we go. Let's get some cards to speak to us about all the things that we want to know and learn about and grow from and expand with and marinate upon. So wisdom and a standstill, a reserving of the energies. Yes, it's giving me the strength card, the lion, right? Not running around after all, wasting energy on all the little game. Only reserving the strength for the big moves, for the power moves, right? Okay. What card is gonna come out and be a part of this reading? Okay. Your wisdom, your ability to see through and connect to your third eye. This one has all kinds of meaning. The Hierophant, right? It's like the wise one, the one who's tapped in, turned in, tuned on, the one that is seeing through the wisdom center, through the third eye, tapped into the all-knowing, but also seeking to learn, to grow, to know more, and this divine oath, this divine commitment, right, to self, to knowledge, to understanding, to expansion. All of those things. Okay, excellent. What about this? So this is being called to, while you are in your still preparedness period, to do your own research, right? To understand, seek to learn, seek to understand, seek to evolve and expand. Because the wheel is turning in your favor. Okay, beautiful. And I'm getting, like, look at all these circles. I mean, I guess these are like crop circles, right? But we've got the circle and the circle and the circle. It's giving me around and around, right? So recognize any sort of loops that you may be in and reassessing them and what they are adding to your growth, right? If it is a loop that you are learning from, well, it should never really be a loop, right? It should be a spiral that is moving in a direction. Okay, we got Ace of Swords. Okay, this is speaking your truth. This is claiming your truth, owning your truth, claiming your destiny, claiming who you are, who you want to be. Sorry, looking for water. I noticed my plant is like, water. There you go. Yes, all of those things. Claiming your truth, speaking your truth, owning your truth, being independently you, okay? And this is an important part of owning your truth. You, to speak one's truth is to inadvertently inspire and or offend another, right? Sometimes, I mean, there are people out there, when they hear someone else's truth, they're offended automatically. They're offended at the fact that you have the audacity to speak a truth, that you have settled in momentarily on a truth, that you are who you are, or the words that you have used. Like, we can't not speak our truth out of fear that it may offend somebody. I think the act of offending someone is to trigger their own expansion in a way, right? If they are having an emotional response to someone else's truth, that's a core wound of their own that is signaling a hello, I need some healing over here, because someone else's truth is making me feel away. It shouldn't, right? Because it's somebody else's truth. If you're in a place where you are able to speak and own and sit in your own truth, then you're also in a place where you can recognize when somebody else is doing that. And it's not about what their truth is, it's about the fact that they are owning and claiming their truth. This is what needs to be celebrated. This is what can unite us, right? We all have truths, and it's not about whether you agree with somebody else's truth or whether somebody else's truth is the same as yours. Let's normalize the supporting of everybody's truth, and in sharing truth and being in a space of trying to understand or open to understand, you're able to see from different perspectives. This is what unites us. This is not what yes, we don't want the other thing where it's like, this is my truth, I don't like your truth, and then what, now we're enemies forever? That's just not how it works. It's our diversities, it's our different things that we bring to the table, it's our collective truths that make us a united front, that makes us people of the earth together. Okay, this is wisdom. Wisdom is also recognizing that you don't know everything. And you're not going to know unless you put out, this is what I think I know. And somebody is like, this is what I think I know. And then you both look at what we all think we know. And now we've got more information to assess, to consider. And, hopefully we expand what we know and continue to grow. This is the wise ways of being. Okay, yes, looking at things from different perspectives. Okay, very important to do, because there are a lot of perspectives out there, right? We can assume a perspective from our own way of thinking, through our own lens. And then when we're open to the other perspective, evolution and adaptation and all of those things are able to bloom and grow and be. This is how we continue to learn. Okay, this is how we open ourselves up to receiving other information, right? This closed off, no, I know what I know, and that's it. Well, this is your energetic posturing. I know enough and I refuse to know more, right? You're not expanding, you're not growing, you're not continuously learning, you're not even tapped into your wisdom, because wisdom knows that there's more to learn and know and grow from than there is not to. Like, as we expand and the world expands, it's a constant learning. It's never ending. This is why the Hierophant is both the student and the master, because they are privy to the wisdom that you never know enough. Okay, look at all this beautiful, self-sufficient, healing garden, holding your own, reaping what you have sowed in your own space and time and place. Okay, we got the 9 and Queen of Pentacles. This is that diligent, steady self-growth, self-work, tending to. This is the beautiful thing. Okay, and I feel like this is what this Hierophant is talking about, this divine contract with self and with your evolution, with your destiny to expand, to grow, and to learn some more. Okay, yeah, we got some ships that want to come in, want to get to you. Okay, they are in the distance, and your part of your claiming your destiny is recognizing that those ships that you see out in the distance, that they're yours, right? We can be like, oh, those ships, wow, they look like they got a lot of great stuff on it. It's probably not my ships. They're probably somebody else's ships. Are they your ships? Are they your ships? I don't know if they're mine ships, right? Claim it, own it, right? Just like in this claiming your truth, claiming your destiny, it's like removing the sword from the stone. You have to go up there and you have to pull it. You have to take it. You have to claim it. Well, so too is your ships. You have to be the mindful recipient of the things that are meant for you. And you need to have a level of, what's it called? A level of something, confidence, worthiness in order to receive, okay? Because we are working in collaboration with the universe. And so the universe is like, I sent you your ships, they're on their way to you. Your job is to build the dock and stand on the end of it with your flags and be like, over here, right? Otherwise, those ships are just gonna sail back and forth, waiting for you to figure out how to build a dock. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm getting that do your own research thing because, even researching, human capacity at being worthy and powerful and sovereign and gorgeous, right? You're worthy. You just have to look and see yourself from a different perspective. Okay, this one is the Hanged One, and it's based on Odin. He sacrificed one of his eyes, right? And this gives me that the two eyes that he was seeing through, perceiving through, were distorted. They were setting him or confusing him, maybe. And so this seeing through one eye thing, this is giving me that third eye, that tapping into a different type of seeing than just with your eyes, right? And he hung upside down in a tree. I forget the exact story, but something about him being hung in this tree. And while he was there, hanging upside down, looking at the world from this different perspective, he finds the runes. And I feel like the runes were shown to him in the roots of the tree and how they configured themselves. And he was only able to see them from hanging upside down. And I'm just being shown too, like Isa here has the bat that is hanging upside down, right? So it's really highlighting this need, this necessity, this relevance of looking at things from a different perspective and being open to someone else's opinion, being open to other opinions, right? To not closing off on what you think you know. Just like in science, a thing is only a thing until it's proven otherwise. And as we get out into the world and expand and grow and open ourselves up to other perspectives, other ways of doing and being and seeing, new information is coming in. And so we're in a constant state of reassessing the things that we think we know. Yes. Okay, we've got the beautiful relationships, reciprocating relationships. And this is exactly connection, right? This is the kind of thing that happens when people can put away their bias, can put away their preconceived, I know what I know, period, ness, and have a conversation with somebody else. We can have many things in common and have many things that we don't agree upon. But if our baseline is to agree that we don't have to agree on everything, then we are opening our hearts to love, okay, and beautiful sharing and growing and support and gorgeousness, okay? Yes. Okay. Oh, Seven of Swords. Okay. So dedication And the Seven of Swords has been coming up a lot. And this dedication, because it's coming out here and the different perspectives, it's also about discernment around illusions, around other people's opinions, which is in great contradiction to all the things I was just saying. But it's true, right? Like, it's the caveat. Yes, be open, but also don't be swayed against or away from what you know to be true. So there's that balance, right? It's important to be open to a certain degree, right? This is why the do your own research part, right? Because at the end of the day, it's what feels right for you. That's your truth. What feels right in your heart, what feels right in your head. This is why we create that beautiful open channel between our higher self and our heart, so that we are more able to discern what is true and what is real. And because I feel like there's a lot of facades, there's a lot of false truths and narratives that are being thrown and thrust upon us. And this dedication to this communication, this openness between your higher self and your heart, which a lot of the readings have been about lately, is your discernment. Yes, to be able to see when someone is speaking a truth based on their experience, based on their own research that they have done, based on their own perspective and seeing things differently, right? This is something that you, with your wisdom and your reservedness on being open to hear, to see, to allow some of this new information to be introduced. I don't know where I was going with that. But yes, your dedication to your heart, your mind, your higher self, and your third eye knowing, your truth. Okay. And then we've got the Emperor showing up here. Okay, and this Emperor is taking actions. Well, what a perfect example of this community-oriented, being open, making the right choices for the good of all, right? The Emperor knows that there's choices that they're going to make that is not going to be of benefit of every single person, but they have to make the tough choices. They have to do what's best for the good of all to the best of their ability. And in order to do that, they have to be open to the experiences, right? You've got he's like, oh, I need to do this, take this action and do this for the good of all the people, right? And then somebody comes up and is like, hey, I noticed that this is happening. Well, it's actually going to affect these things, which isn't for the good of all. And if the emperor is not open to this new information, then he's not going to be a good emperor. Then he's got to reassess what he thinks he knows. Does that make sense? I'm getting distracted by my strap there suddenly. Okay, distracted from your truth so that you don't know it clearly. So this is another thing about going in and settling in and connecting so that you can connect with that, right? Take other information and marinate on it. How does that feel? Does it feel right? Does it feel true? How does it feel? And then that's you tapping into truth. But unbiasedly. So we can't get there if we're already dismissed the other opinion as false because it's different from our own, right? So that's the point. The point is to recognize your biases and to be open to alternative points of view and perspectives, and trusting in your wisdom, your inner knowing, your higher self, your intuition, to signal when it's true. Okay, and we got the magician coming out. Okay, this is your ability to turn the things, to see the things, to recognize the things. And, you know, sometimes your job is going to be the clarifier to someone else's truth, right? Somebody else is like, this is what I believe to be true. And you're like, okay, yes, like maybe, okay, so an example, maybe they're like, we are all coal. I know this to be true. I've witnessed it. I've recognized it. And so that's the way it is, right? And you're like, okay, yes, we are all coal, but we also can go through a process of healing under pressure and turn ourselves into diamonds. And that person who's only ever lived a coal experience will be like, no, that's not possible. And you're like, ta-da, look at me, I'm a diamond. And they're like, what? How did that happen? And it's like, well, because I did the pressure. They're like, you must be a magician to do that. And you're like, yes, I am, but not more than you can be. You can do this. You can go through this process. You too can become a diamond, right? And then it's that other person who is having to consider and be open and go into their center and connect to their higher wisdom to feel the truth of that, right? Based on the evidence of you standing there as a diamond and their belief of coal, and then their own research in the process of coals turning into diamonds through pressure. You know, it's this is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yes. Let's move on to a card or two. I want to pull out a wild one and a power deck card. Let's seek the guidance and the wisdom from the power deck on the messages here for us. Okay, and vision flipped. So we've got gathering and commitment. Beautiful. And they fell upon the reciprocating relationships and the information coming in. Okay, messages from the heart for the heart, right? We've got the cups and the night, passionate, pure cup aloft, ready to be delivered. And then vision. Okay. So this life is like the fulcrum on a scale of balance. Your past and future lives determine the need for gathering strength in this life. There is a reason for all the pain. As you gather knowledge from the infinite sea of consciousness and life experience, you begin to evolve. You fill the gourd of your spirit with knowledge so that one day it can be emptied and you may begin to gather wisdom. Beautiful. Become one with all life and consider the true importance of what you are gathering. Beautiful. Look at that card. Okay, and then there's more about that. 26. The painting is entitled Gathering. Gathering is a North card and expresses your need to gather knowledge from the universe, from the waters of your subconscious, so that one day in your process of evolving, you may empty yourself of knowledge and begin to live in true wisdom. The native person in this painting represents your primal instinct and innate knowledge. The universe represents the Akashic record, the totality of knowledge within all life. The stones represent memory and the knowledge of Mother Earth. You must partake in all to reach that still point of wisdom within. Thank you, Spirit, because I was like, what am I trying to say? That's what I was trying to say. Okay. And commitment. You need commitment to focus on your target. Take aim, pull back the bow, and then shoot your arrow, knowing you will hit the bullseye with every shot. To hit the bullseye requires total commitment of your spiritual and physical being. You need only the commitment to walk down the path through the gateway into your true destiny. It is a process of gathering. You gather your emotions, your mental strength, your abilities as you would gather sheep. It can be a long process, but your commitment gives you endurance. It is the next step after defining your act of power. Materialize your dreams and begin to live them. Build that magnificent dream lodge within you with total commitment, okay? This is your commitment to your wisdom. Okay, the painting is entitled Threshold of the Heavens. It symbolizes our commitment along the path of enlightenment from one space or level of consciousness to another. This painting shows a moon gateway looking into the garden of higher consciousness and the sphere of universal consciousness within. Gorgeous. Yes. Beautiful. Okay, and a vision. 41. These are times when you will have less vision, and because of that dimness, you will become unbalanced in your seeing. There are times, when you will have less vision, and because of that dimness, you will become unbalanced in your seeing. You will see everything, every stone, every machine, every tree, as dead rather than alive. As your vision grows, sit still within the city and begin to develop to see that stones and plants and even machines are alive. Even the dead trees have passed through the gateway in the west. Their spirit carries the dreaming shield. Begin to see the life within every object. Begin to see the sacredness in things, their energy, their colors, their luminous forms, their shadow beings. Then you will become strong. See power all around you. It is you. You have developed true vision. The painting is entitled City of Light. It is also knowledge about the juxtaposition of ancient and current symbols that live within us all. Here sits Varha Sattva, a perfected being representing the east direction with thunderbolts in both hands, symbolizing the power of God within each of us. This being stands tall in centeredness as we all strive to do. Do not be distracted by the surrounding buildings of commerce, but rather stay centered in your vision of sacredness and rise above the ordinary pains of life. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sacredness. Okay. And I think I want to get a couple of these. No. Okay. Love messages. We're gonna pull some love messages. Speak your truth. Okay, beautiful confirmation. Believe in the miracles. Yes, all things can and will work in your favor. Switch up your usual route. Okay, this is another way of seeing things from different perspectives, is doing things differently than you normally do. Gratitude. It all starts with gratitude. Gratitude to have a voice. Gratitude to be able to see things from different perspectives, to feel, to consider, to acknowledge, to move, to act, to be. Sexy bath time. This is important to have your self-care game on, okay? Because this is your treating yourself as you would treat others, and better so. I was thinking, I guess it was kind of a download, but it was when we put someone else first, that automatically makes us come second. We need to put ourselves first. Everybody puts themselves first, then everybody's taken care of, right? Because if I'm putting you first, and I'm putting you first, and I'm putting you first, and they're all putting themselves first or somebody else first, who's putting me first? Nobody. So cover your butt, put yourself first, and then you raise the bar on how to be treated, how you even have a knowing of how it is that you want to be treated, right? I don't know where I was going with that, but we've got let them, okay? Yes, let them believe their own truth. That is part of um, their path of discovery, of attainment, of centering, of finding their wisdom. And so it's not about changing what you know to be true to please somebody else. This is the other thing. When you're putting somebody else as number one in your life, then their opinion, their truth matters more than your own. And this is about owning your own truth, claiming your own destiny as one that's valid. Comfort food. Okay, so we got some more self-care. So while you are in this seeing things from different perspectives, this standstill, so that you can reserve your energy and dedicate and focus. Treat yourself good. Yes, treat yourself well and good. Okay, yes, release the old things. This is a time of transformation. Start getting really good at the idea of letting go of things, because to let go of something is to make space for something else, something new. We've already gained, garnered, taken, claimed everything that that thing was meant to give us. Now pass it on, give it on, move along, so that we can expand and grow from new things. Okay, we've got the sparrow coming in here. We've got the go with the flow of the mermaid symbol here. And we've got the butter knife of decadence. This is giving me that comfort food, self-care. You know, I was noticing that a while ago, before my self-care game stepped up, how much I was like I would sit on the chair and it'd all be crumpled and whatever and look disarrayed and whatever. It's just me, right? But if I had company coming over, I'd tidy the chair, I'd plump it up, I'd make it all nice and cozy for them, right? And as soon as I started noticing how I was treating myself differently than I was treating guests, for say, or other loved ones, then I'm like, well, wait a second, who's doing those things for me, right? Why can't I do that for myself? Why can't I treat myself as if I were my friend or my loved one or my guest, even? And so, yes, it is very important to tend to yourself. Okay? Those are the messages that I have for you today. I hope there was some good stuff in there, if only to remind you to tend to yourself, to claim your destiny, speak your truth, own your truth, continue to learn and grow, tap into universal wisdom, to your inner knowing, make choices from an educated openness space and action, take action, and get out there and enjoy life the way it's meant to be with other people as well. Okay, there it is. That's what I got for you. I love you, appreciate you, grateful for you, love you still. Okay. See you next time. Bye for now.